Today's going to be a little bit warmer and no winds. I think it's going to get to a high of 6 degrees Celsius, but good time to check the beds. This is an old drone shot to show my 3 little areas where I garden, both in ground and in raised beds. I love my perennial vegetables, but they can get a little out of hand for me because they're always in the ground. The weeds sneak in between, and I'm not always conscious of pulling the weeds out like I am with all my other vegetables. This is my area where I have Egyptian walking onions. Love them. They're already coming up. They're nice and firm. I already have green onions in my garden when nothing else is here. In fact, it's calling for snow for the rest of the week. So I'm just going to try to stay ahead of the game and get out some of these weeds. I'm just getting some of the weeds, as I say, when the weather's a little bit warmer. I'm kneeling right now in wet grass. Then I will edge all the sides around this bed because over the season the grass really takes over because I'm in a field here. Well, that looks like moss. Could be. I take the bulbils off and stick them there. You can see the shoots are already coming up, so any that are sticking out, I'll just put back in. Find the right end up. There's the roots. Now they're sitting on top of the ground. There's a great example of the onions walking because they've already taken root right there. I won't add any more compost to this bed. It doesn't really need it. I had added manure at the end of last season and seaweed, which I see all around what's remaining here. So they should do fine. They don't need a whole lot of nourishment. They grow like weeds, really. Now my strawberry bed is already coming alive here. I've tried to get some of the dandelion is really what I found in here. A little bit of grass. Oh, and a creeping clover. I'll get that also. Bane of my existence. But at the end of last season, all I had left, I think, was some seaweed to put on here. So I'm going to put some manure on today. This has been composting down for about 1.5 years now, down at the end of my beds there. So I just want to sprinkle some through because they're going to need it before anything else since they're coming alive. Just use my hands, I think. I get my manure from a local sheep farmer. It's not always that composted down, so I usually have to leave it for a while. Make sure I'm raking this through just with my hands so I'm not blocking any of those plants that you can see coming up all over. As a little bit of a help. Just checking on my rhubarb. I see the crown, my one lone plant. That's a few of my perennials. They're all looking good. Now my annual vegetable beds just need a little tidy up. Now this bed up here is going to require a bit of time for me to weed. I know there's some in here. Here's some old dill left. But all of my beds, I did place manure, composted manure, and seaweed on all of them. And I've just cleaned up some of these beds. I throw debris on here from the end of the season, leaves, and just let it sit all over the winter. But sometimes some stems are there and I pull them off. So the strawberry's done, and I managed to just kind of clean up and prep these beds. And what will happen is I will put compost on top of all of these. And that's as far as I got, and you can see these ones are still rather in need of some love. And they need a lot more soil, so got my work on those just to get them built up. I mean, it will work fine for lettuces and things that don't have deep tap roots, but I want to get those built up too. So it's looking good. Now, these two beds have my garlic in it, and so my check today was to see if it's coming up, and it's just starting, which is good. They survived the winter. I don't know if they come out clear enough, but these 3 trees are new additions that my sister-in-law, brother-in-law gave us of lilac trees, and we're hoping they're going to catch on. They went in a little late in the season, but I think we're seeing buds now, which is really good because they really went in when it was cold. There we go. So they're just a gorgeous shape too, like creepy. We really like them, so I hope they take. It's not too bad a day out today to clean up some of these dead old flower stems and dig out some of the weeds that I see. The ground is nice and wet, and I should be able to, with my hori-hori, dig out some weeds. Now this little area is all flowers here, which we keep sparse, and it's topped with wood chip mulch, which we will refresh this year. And Bruce is out tidying up the wee garden lights. I should make note, because we all know not to clean off your gardens too early for those beneficial bugs that are still living there. I don't have much on mine. I don't top them up with cardboards, and I pretty much clean most of the plants out. As I say, it's just some dead stems sitting on top. Also, if you look around me here, I live in wilderness, really, up here. So those beneficial bugs are everywhere here. So I don't think I'm hurting anything, even if there is the odd one. It's not a, mowed backyard per se. It's just a run wild field. Well, that's everything for now. I got a few more beds. I'll see if I want to get to it, but I'm going to go in and get a coffee, I think, right now. Thank you so much for watching. Take care. We'll see you soon.